checking to make sure we are where we want to be. Let me just get this a little bit bigger. There we are. Awesome. Good. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy coffee and chat. Coffee and craft. Oh, Lordy. I only named it myself. I was not here last Wednesday because I was celebrating my birthday. So 60th birthday this year, this month, the month of May. And so I had some friends come in and we went to Sundara and it was so fun and it was so relaxing and it was the best massage. And we got one of the rooms where we had like our own little hot tub area. So that was really, really lovely as well. So super fun. Glad to be back, of course, right? So a couple of things to remind you about. One is, so I'm still doing this stamping challenge on YouTube every week. And this week's masculine cards. So I am not someone who will buy a masculine stamp set, right? Like I'm not going to buy a whole set to use for just a teeny little window of cards that I make. So I'm going to actually ask a little help at the end. I'm going to ask a little bit of help at the end on which one I should go with. I have a plan. I need to zhuzh it a little bit, but that will go live Thursday on my YouTube channel, Hand Stamped with Lisa Pareto. And we have other challenges there. And the way you win is by people giving you a thumbs up. So if you would be so inclined to go and take a peek at the videos that we have up, it's really fun. I'm doing it with my friend Julie Selva and another stamper, Deb Smeek. And the projects are really cute, although Deb is kind of kicking our butt in all of the voting. So whatever, I'm happy to play along, right? So a couple things to remember. One is our starter kit special ends the end of the month. And so it is $165 worth of product for $99. Great deal. You get your discount. You can be your own best customer. All of the things you can do. I have a lot of people on my team who do like card ministries and they stamp. And so that is super darling. You can use it however you want. So if you're looking for a great discount on your products, reach out to me. I will help you get started with that. But the other thing that's super exciting that dropped today is our scrapbook kit. We're doing a virtual scrapbook retreat. And you can be there in person or you can do it, catch up on it later. You don't have to do it when it comes out. I can't even remember when it comes out right off the top of my head. I believe it's July. Might be June. I will find out and let you know. Someone in the comments will probably also let me know. But what it is you get like stamp set, accessories, punch outs, like all of the things to make this scrapbook for a year, 2-page layout for every month, for $250. That is a deal. Everything is done for you. And so you can get it. You can follow along and put it together. You can use the pieces as you want. So here are the things that I'm thinking about. I first got into stamping as a scrapbooker. I loved that my real red cardstock matched my real red ribbon, matched my real red stamp pad, like everything coordinated. And so that was really big when I started scrapbooking. Then I took a little hiatus from that, but now, y'all, grandkids. And so I thought, how fun. Like I could make an album for each of them and they could have it for the course of their year. Love that. Also super cute gift for like a newly married, like they can document their first year of marriage. Also just good for yourself because hello, you deserve to be documented too. But I'm really, really excited about it. $250. The number, if you want to order, is 167338. It is while supplies last. I am going to bet these are going to fly out. So make sure that you get yours. I think that's it. So I have a really, really darling card for you. So let me switch this around. And if you are here, please say hello. If you're watching via replay, also say hello. I mailed out all the goodies that people have earned. So the way that it works is if you comment on the video, replay what you like, say hello, you are entered to win. That's all it takes. You are entered to win, and I will put a little goodie in the mail to you. So go ahead and comment that you are here for that. I will keep watching. But I'm going to turn the camera around. And this is the darling card that I am going to show you today. It uses a product that I don't think we have ever had in this capacity. So I'm super excited about that. But before I do that, I do have to show you. So I have these masculine cards. So I started with this one, which I thought was really great. Typically for me, for a masculine card, what I'm thinking about is texture, colors, mood, right? And so this uses crumb cake, early espresso, some beautiful old olive, and then these beautiful cutout trees. Just breathe and take it slow. Some really good layers on there. So I thought that was really cute, but this isn't like a competition. So I'm like, girl, you got to up your game a little bit. So then I went here. I don't think this is the answer, but it gave me a really good idea. So this flap, you can see I've got the greeting there, same thing. This pops up and then this opens. So I think this is, I'm going to do a variation on this. So it'll be very similar to this. I think it's going to be a flap, but I think it's going to be a flap and then it's going to be a flap this way. And I don't think it needs that many layers because I feel like this would be like $3 million to mail. So that is what I'm thinking. If you have any input, I will take it as I put the final touches on that. It will be live tomorrow again on our Hand Stamped with Lisa Prato. So this card, you guys, look at how cute this is. So this is using the Extraordinary Flora bundle. And so what you have in that bundle is you have the stamp set, which has all of these beautiful florals and then some great little sayings. And then you have this die cut. And the die cut fits with this little stamped image here. And so you can stamp out all those flowers, but wait, there's more. And this is the piece de resistance. You guys, it is floral washi tape. And when you lay it out, it fits perfectly. And then you can cut out this floral washi tape, which is what I did to create these images. Look at how fun that is. It just gives a whole different vibe to it. So let me show you, let me walk you through a little bit of how we are going to do this. So when we look at this card, I've got a couple of things already done just to make it easy on us. We are going to do a piece of Flirty Flamingo, 5.5 by 8.5, and we're just going to go ahead and fold that. That will be our card base. So we'll get that one folded here. Flirty Flamingo is this really beautiful, very, very warm pink. And so it just has such a great little vibe to it. It doesn't have that powdery feel. It's got that real hazy feel. I love that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to layer the next color here. I want to say this is green apple, but I would be open to interpretation on that one. It's this really pretty green, really bright, really festive. I love that. And then I took a piece of basic white cardstock, and do you see that I ran it through the embossing folder with that brick embossing folder, which I love that folder. It gives this really rough look to the paper, which is just really, really pretty. And so that, again, if we're layering to matte, this one would be 4 by 5.25, and then this one is going to be 5 by 3.75. The next thing I did here is I used a bunch of our embossing, and the first one is the stylish shapes. So stylish shapes, right? So we've got the circle, the square, those banners, and so I just popped a white banner out of there. What I like is that it gives that little bit of additional pop right here with the little popped out edges. That's really, really nice. And then so I used that one, and I also used Nested Essentials dies, and I used this largest shape. I don't know what we call that shape. What should we call that shape? I don't know. I'm sure there's a name for it, but I just used that and ran it through and cut that out as well. So I've got all of my pieces ready to go because I really wanted to spend time sharing with you kind of the tricky part of this project and what's going to take the most energy or the most focus. And so what I want you to do is you're going to cut a piece of basic white cardstock, and it's going to be 3 1/8. So 3 1/8 by that length of 11. So that is what we need there. And then we are going to take that washi tape, the floral washi tape. And so I've practiced with this a little bit. I'm sure I will still probably have a mistake or two. But the best thing that I can tell you is to open it up the width of that cardstock and then go ahead and just make sure that you've got one edge lined up pretty straight on here. And then you can just push that down. Right? And you can lift it up, you can move it. It's not like once it's down for good. So you can see that I just put it on my basic white cardstock, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to snip that part off. So let me talk a little bit about what you're finding on here. So when you look at these images, you've got these that sit more purple, these really beautiful teals, and then you've got these that sit more pink and green. So when you're doing this, I actually liked to use my small emboss and cut kit. And so when I'm doing this, what I think is critical is I'm going to take then I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this guy on here next. And then I'm going to grab my die cut, right, and figure out where does it go for it to work. Let's see. Okay, right here. All right, so here we go. Well, which way does it go? This is probably the trickiest part of this whole thing. Here we go. Here we go. All right, so you're going to find where it lines up with the images. All right, can you guys see that? Where that lines up with the images? Only took me 30 seconds to get there, right? So here's the trick with this. When you put this into the die cut machine, it will move. The pressure of it is going to make it move. And this washi tape is very, very slick. So typically I would take a piece of washi tape and I would tape this, and I tape it to this part right here, and I put my washi tape right here. That is not going to work very well on this because it is so slippery and you will end up with a lot of movement. So what I want you to do is I want you to get that on there, and then we're going to take this washi tape and we're actually going to tape it to that top piece, right? Do you see I'm putting that washi tape all the way around? And so I'm putting it there, and then I would put one on the other side as well, and then run it through the machine, because if you don't secure it that much, it will wiggle and it'll cause you a lot of problems. So you just take that a little spin through your die cutting machine, and I want to show you what you get, which is super, super fun. You get all these flowers. All of these flowers. And so with the way that it works, when you put that washi tape down on that piece of 3 1/8 by 11, you can actually run it through twice. And so you'll get the whole variety of flowers that you can play with. And so I think the big thing with this is, like, take some time, turn them over, see what you've got, put light colors together. I've been keeping all of my extra die cuts together in one spot so that I know, like, it's just really easy. I can grab a card and I can be like, oh, I need a little embellishment. I'm just going to add a little zhuzh to that. So I'm going to go with more of these pinky guys today. And so really, once you get that cut out, the rest is pretty easy, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take that die cut that sits in that weird angle. Someone will know what it is, I am sure. And I'm just going to start building my flowers around it. And so I can get a really pretty stamped image there. And so it's nice, like I said, just to lay it out a little bit. You don't have a lot of room going over it. So let me see if I'm going to take this one here. So you want to keep it pretty tight on here because you don't have a lot of extra room there. So if I go there and then I go here, that one may be upside down, no one's going to care. And so you just kind of want to build it out first before you start getting crazy and adding all of the things on, because I feel like it's just good once you get things marked down. It's just a little bit trickier, right, to get things sometimes where you want it to be. So just playing around a little bit with where I'm going to put those. Once I've got a basic idea, the way that I like to do it is I like to use my glue dots just to lay those pieces down, because I can take this and I can just put my glue dot right there and put it right on there, and I don't have to worry about playing with that too much. And so I'll come back to this other one, put a little glue dot there, get that guy set, and then I've got this bigger one, and for that I am going to want my dimensionals. Either your big or small dimensionals will work really well for this. It's just a matter of, you probably will need both actually, because we do have some littler fellas that we might want to clip in there. So having those tinier dimensionals will just give you a little bit of extra help. So again, we just are going to place those. I mean, isn't that so cute? So cute, so very, very easy. Like I said, once you've die cut those flowers out, you've got lots of different options in terms of how you want to use them. So I think this is just such a fun project, great project if you are stamping with other people, right? And you've got to create something that a lot of people can do together. So we'll put that there. We'll give this guy a little, because you could just like get a whole bunch of these out and then people could just make it how they wanted it, right? So you could have a lot of fun with that. So we just got a little bit going on there, creating a little bit of that fun, and then you can always add on a little bit more if you want to take it up a little bit. I think that would be super, super cute there. So it's just kind of fun to play. Like, I feel like sometimes with stamping, like, we're like so precise and this is more of a like build it and play with it and have a lot of fun with it. So you can see I've got my stamped image there. It's so cute. I don't know, right? sometimes we just need to stop, but that is not my specialty. So we're just going to put a little guy right there too. All right, so we've got that part done. Next part we're going to do is we are going to do our greeting. Our greeting says, congratulations. 'Tis the season for a lot of congratulations. For all sorts of things, graduations, right? I have so many graduation parties, which I love a graduation party. I mean, the food alone, right? I mean, you can do the pulled pork, all the things, so fun. All right, so I'm just going to take that little piece that I did, stamp my congratulations on there. All right, perfect. And I'm going to kind of figure out where I want that one to go. So I'm going to stick it right in there. I'll do that with a little bit of adhesive here. Grab my adhesive. So this washi tape in this bundle, I just feel like it's super darling. And again, it's not something that we've seen before, which I think is also really, really fun. So I've just got that down. I'm going to take another little flower and pop that on the greeting. So this washi tape's super fun. I mean, you could use it in so many ways. You could run it just along the bottom of a card. It'd be really, really pretty. So we've got that. We're going to go ahead and add a couple of sparkles to this little fella. Rhinestones, one of my faves. I know that there's so many different options now, but this just feels like so like OG, right? So we love that. And now we're just going to put our card together. We're going to save all of those extra flowers. Do not get rid of those. Find a nice little place to save those so that when you go and you're creating a card and it's happening really fast, you know that you've got it, no problem. So we're going to take this, set it aside. Let's put our card together. So we've got our adhesive. So we're going to go ahead and adhere that lovely, beautiful, bright green right to the front of that card. And then we're going to need a little bit of dimension here. So I am going to pop up that, pop up that next layer. And so we can just put those dimensionals right on here. Is this a faux pas, or do you put it always on the back of the piece that's being laid down, or can we put it on the base of the piece and stick it to it? What does stamping etiquette say about that? Don't know. Don't know. Beautiful textured piece on next. I love when I'm doing something that has a lot of white space just to keep a little bit of texture in there, because I do think it gives it a nice little pop. You know, it's funny. I was talking to a friend about she's like, well, what kind of stamping do you like to do? And I was like, simple. And so as we're talking through it, and she's like, no, what you do is you are looking to inspire people, not intimidate people. And I was like, oh my God, 1000%. Like sometimes you can look at something and you can be like, that looks so hard. I would never do it. But I always want people to be like, oh, look at that. That's pretty easy. I could do that. Right? And then stick that right on. Look at how cute that is. Darling, right? Darling. So of course we have to do the inside of this card as well. And that is where we're going to come and use a few of those little extra pieces, right? So we can just take a peek, see what we like here, right? And we're just going to go ahead and put a little bit of adhesive on the back of those. Put that guy there. Put this little one over here. Right? So it just has that really nice, sweet little inside action going on. Go ahead, put our adhesive here. Open that card up. And there you go. That is that sweet little card. So again, this is the Extraordinary Flora stamp set with the coordinating die cut and then the washi tape, which is just so, so fun. I'm excited to play it. Look at how much you get. Like you get a ton of this. So really, really fun. I think it'd also be cute like across a gift bag or something like that. So I will be using that much more. So let me just turn myself around here. So that is what I have for you today. Thank you for joining in. I appreciate you guys as always. And again, you're going to have to come over to YouTube and see what I end up doing with this card. I'm kind of excited about it. Like I said, neither one of these were the big winners, but I feel like they gave me enough inspiration that I know where I'm going because I want to win. I want to win. So we'll see how I do. So again, you've got all of those specials. Make sure you're following on YouTube. I do a lot of extra videos over there. Starter kit, newsletter, all the things. If you have any questions, reach out to me. But thanks for being there and make it a great day.